Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a little while. I thought we would walk through the transfers we made to get ready for our second season back in the Bundesliga and our first in the Champions League. And then today we'll see the Champions League draw and then have a matchup against Dortmund. So I'll start with who's left. Mostly it's been just trying to get people off of the books. Luka Podolak is probably the one that I'm most upset about. He I saw as our goalie of the future, but um, they triggered his release clause, and we weren't able to convince him to stay. So we lost him. A lot of loans, just trying to get people some playing time. We finally were able to get Harit off, even though it's a free transfer. We were able to get that salary off the books, which was really important for some of the transfers we were bringing in. And then at center back, Thiaw wanted to leave, really forced his way out. So disappointed to lose him, but I think we brought in good coverage and in a good place moving forward. In terms of who we brought in um, at right back to really be a rotation piece, could really be just as good as what we have, but right now will be the backup, Ismail Casas. We got him on a free transfer, already valued at 6.4 to 7.2. Um, just pretty good all around, good option to have backing up, especially for the Champions League. Our new starting goalkeeper, at least for now, is Iñaki Peña. Again, someone we're able to get in on a free transfer with his contract with with Barcelona ending. Just a good overall keeper. Still not maybe as good as we'd like to have, but 24 still room to grow, and we still have some prospects coming up that could maybe take over down the road. We thought we might lose Florian Flick, who was our kind of homegrown talent at defensive midfielder, and then we're able to get a good deal here on Oriol Busquets, 24-year-old defensive midfielder, more of a deep line playmaker. So that's what we've started as our main tactic this season, is moving into having him sit back there and then have a little bit more of a forward-looking middle three in the center, just defensive playmaker there, Abizal in the center, who we'll get to in a second, and along with either a box to box or sometimes a ball winning midfielder to kind of win the ball back further up the field than what we've seen in the past. But yeah, 16 passing is obviously what stands out. An okay pace, especially for our team. We haven't had much, just good technique basically, and gets us moving forward. Haven't really had him. The downside that was brought up when we signed him was not great. At avoiding injuries, and we've already had that happen. So he only played our first cup match and then hasn't been available since. Our biggest signing out of Norwegian, our biggest signing, Icelandic 20-year-old Isaac Bergman Johansson, just a player that I can see being really our star player. 15 passing, good pace, good agility, good dribbling. Maybe not a great finisher, but outside of that, just really should be good for us. So far, 2 games in the Bundesliga, a goal and assist. In the Cup, he had 2 goals, so it's just been really strong for us so far. He's playing as that Mazzala in the center and has been really good for us so far. Rafael Navarro is basically just a backup striker option. Could play out on the left, but for us, just another striker option to have available to us. Francisco Ortega is our new starting left back. There'll be a rotation with Uijan, who's been here, but the biggest thing I like about him is the pace. We've struggled to have anybody to really bring pace to the squad over time. So having that on the outside, along with pretty decent passing, tackling, 12 crossing, maybe not great, but just having that other option and the pace down the side is really what drew me to him. About $3.8 million and also already valued well over that. So good option to have. We're going to need rotation over there anyway, but for now, leaning towards him being the starter. Satriano, we brought in last time. He is our rotation striker. Didn't get into any of the competitive matches yet, but 2 goals in our friendly, so pretty good start for him. And then Vital, a Brazilian center back, brought in basically to be cover with leaving in a good place. Just good tackling and marking. Pretty good pace for our defenders. We haven't had much pace there over time, and good jumping reach. So just somebody to fit in back there and hopefully it got him in from Shakhtar should be a good option for us. And lastly, Chashon, just another wing option, just brought him in to have a little bit more depth with some of the loans that went out. We want to make sure we didn't get to where we were too limited back there. So now we'll jump in to the Champions League draw. We're in pot 4, so not really too optimistic about our chances of advancing. Maybe we can hopefully at least get into third and be able to qualify for the Europa League knockouts. We'll just go ahead and draw the first 3 pots first. Obviously can't go into Group A with Dortmund there. Group B, definitely a killer group with all 3 of those teams. Group C wouldn't be too bad to end up in with Porto, probably looking through probably the weakest of the teams in the first pot. Obviously Barcelona's strong, but then Shakhtar, that would be one that maybe there's an outside chance of us advancing and we can definitely compete for third. Could probably say the same for Group D, really, with Ajax and Rangers or Ajax. Really depends on the year we get them, so could be okay there. Can't go into E. F kind of depends on where Inter is, how tough that one would be. Probably the same for G and Napoli. And then H, don't really want to have to face Juventus and Man City in a group, but let's see where we end up. So obviously Group B is the one I said I'd probably most like to avoid, and that's where we end up. So really tough group. Don't like our chances of certainly not advancing, but even getting into third, probably not looking great with that matchup. But so Man United, Atletico, and AC Milan. Definitely a tough group. One that we'll see what we can do, but not going to be too optimistic about getting much out of there. So now we'll advance a little bit. I'll come back in a second, and we'll play our match against Dortmund, get our lineup set up and everything. All right. So back. This is the squad we're going to go with today. Boulter has a little bit of fitness concern, so bringing Sané, who was out on loan last season. An okay start to the Bundesliga, but good in the cup, good in our friendlies. I think someone we want to build up and have as a rotation option. He was one of the young players that we did keep and didn't really look at sending out on loan. And then Zalazar, also a fitness concern, so bringing Scott in as the box-to-box. Playing a little bit more balanced formation against Dortmund. And Bergman Johansson playing a roaming playmaker role in this one, just something we're trying out in this balanced tactic. We haven't used it too much yet with this set of players. They did sell Holland in the off season, so good for us that he obviously killed us last year. And great player, so they did spend a decent amount to try to replace him, but obviously losing that type of player gives us a little bit more chance, even though we did get one result against them last season. To me, it gives us a little bit better opportunity. They're going with the 4-3-3 from us. They're more of a 4-3-1-2 or a 4-4-2, depending on how you want to look at that. It's going to be tough to break down that 3 in the middle for them. And you look at their squad, even losing Holland, you still have Bellingham, you still have Gio Reyna. Good save by Pena there to keep us in it early on. Malin, Diallo, whole thing. Good for them when I was looking through the squad earlier, so obviously still a very strong team even with losing their best player. Pretty uneventful first half so far. We have a little bit of an edge in the XG so far, but I think taking the 0-0 draw in the halftime would suit us just fine. We're just trying to get into, let's see, really good movement there by Sané. I really like that from him, and we've had a chance to watch, and gives us a good chance here. Good corner. Now we need to hope to not get hit on the counter. So XG 0.72 against 0.61 at halftime. We'll look at the analytical data a little bit. Pretty even if you look at the heat maps. Have their ball a lot down the left-hand side and not really doing too much with it. Theirs is pretty spread out. Neither team really getting a ton of touches in the opposing half. Shot maps pretty even overall. Ours is a little bit. It's basically the difference between them having this shot off target from way further out versus us having all of ours in the box. So to me, shows us that we're playing them pretty even so far. Not gonna obviously be too upset about that. See here, I think this is the one that stands out the most so far, is just them getting a lot of tackles down the left-hand side, so probably are struggling a little bit over there, it looks like, where ours are coming in, what we've seen in the past, more closer to our box. Not really overly concerning, but does show us that maybe we're missing Coulter and that more steady presence over on the left a little bit, just getting tackled so much. Interceptions pretty even for us. I don't think too much stands out. Nothing stands out as a change we need to make or anything like that. So, to me, pretty decent half. It's what we want to do. Just keep it tight, not give anything up. Just kind of motivate them to keep it going. And, I think there's clearly been the chance that we could get the goal to turn it around. Could go the other way too, but pretty strong half overall. Hopefully, we'll keep it going. Diallo gets one early on. That's still, to me, what worries me the most about our squad. So just got beat down the middle there, basically. There's no real reason with this, like 3v3 in the middle, and just got beat with an easy ball. Maybe it's a little bit our lack of pace. I think center back still stands out as the place we could afford to improve the most going forward, but see if we can turn it around a little bit. Maybe we move to the other tactic if we can stay in it until 65th, 70th minute, somewhere around there, and move to the other tactic. Now will be a good time. We could also go with our two striker. We have a 4-4-2 with two strikers if we wanted to bring Satriano on. Maybe that's what we'll do since Flick is struggling with fitness. Go ahead and bring him on. Try to figure out which way I prefer to have these two go. I think I'm going to flip them and have Jovic be the advanced forward. Ball winning and box to box, I'm okay with that for now. We might make a change in a few minutes, but try that out. See if getting the two strikers puts a little bit more pressure on them. Could also, maybe 75th minute, maybe we'll bring those two wingers back up and have it be more of a 4-2, 2-2. Obviously, didn't work for us there. Another goal for Dortmund. We'll go positive just to see if we can get something out of this. But obviously, it would take big effort here. I think just for fitness concerns, some of the congestion coming up, we'll make a few more changes. Tonight, we'll bring Coulter in, and I think we will at least push the one up here. Tondo looks okay. Johansson not having his best game, and he's going to be a key player for us. So I think we'll go in and bring the Julian and flip them around. I mean, overall, 2-0, but XG pretty even. Only seen the highlights. Nothing stood out as us getting dominated. Just a few lapses. Maybe we should have played a little bit more narrower, like we've done in the past. I think that's the one thing I would take out of this is I've tried to make our defense more, um, not trying to be able to push out, get people on the wings, make those tackles versus waiting for it to come into the box. But maybe that's something against the stronger teams. At least we can go back to playing the narrow defense and really just trying to deal with the crosses and avoid those easy balls in. It's one I would have liked to see Luther do more with versus just getting the corner, but at this point, probably not going to make a big difference in the result anyway. I think it'll be interesting to see just with the dynamics of the game to me, I think I should praise the performance. It was overall just a little bit unlucky, but it's always hard to predict how the team is going to take that type of pep talk after a loss. All right, so obviously a little bit of disappointing result, but I think overall we'll be in good position. Didn't show the results ahead of time. Obviously, need to shore up the defense a little bit. We're now even on goal difference, but haven't had good luck in the Bundesliga keeping clean sheets. But 2 wins and a loss against Dortmund early on. I think I'll play the Wolfsburg match before we come back, and then maybe come back for Madrid and maybe Hoffenheim next time, depending on how the first one goes. Thanks, everyone.